I think, I don't know specifically, they had a couple big threes that got them over the hump. We missed a couple, but throughout the course of the game, this is one of those, you just could look in the mirror. There are parts of the game where I made it too hard on all of us with not getting organized, bad possessions, a little lack of energy, and you give a team like that life. Their record was a little misconceiving because they've been in a bunch of games and they have enough talent where you saw they can make shots down the stretch, and just one of those rough games. You got to play better throughout the meat of the game so that you give yourself that breathing room where a couple shots here and there don't determine the outcome.
Steve was saying that the focus hasn't been very good, obviously, the last couple of games. When you have that issue early in a season, what can you do to get everybody back on track?
Just be professional, understand what you need to do to get your body, your mind ready to bring your best self. Again, that's where us as vets, I look at myself, you got to be able to demonstrate that, execute it, even if you don't have it physically at your 10 out of 10, that you're able to control a game on both ends with your brain. And that's kind of what I was talking about in the first part of the meat of the game, where you just make the game hard for no reason. And answer the call, watching film, understanding how the league is going with different lineups out there and how fast and pace teams are trying to play, and make the necessary adjustments.
What part of kind of your own personal game tonight that frustrates you?
The beginning of the third quarter, I think just didn't really get anything out of that run of whatever 6 minutes I was out there. And again, when you're in that position, you have a bunch of empty minutes, you give a team life. It's the NBA. There's a lot of talent all over the league, and you don't want to turn it into a shot here, shot there type of game, especially on the road. So that first 6 minutes, the group that came in, finished third, and started the fourth, they were dominant, and then that kind of fed into the last 6 minutes. So I got to be better, just being more decisive, more aggressive, not to shoot, but to play make and get everybody organized.
Steph, there was many kids waiting for you before the game. I'm 20. I grew up watching you play too. What does it mean to be a role player for many generations?
I'm blessed, man. I get to play this game at a high level. I've been doing it for a long time, and to your point, just this stage, this platform, the ability to continue to have fun doing what I love to do, and what that means to other people is still it's very surreal for sure.
What hasn't traveled on the road for you guys these last 3 games, road games?
Probably just a sustained run of good defensive possessions where you're flying around, talking, everybody on a string. Offensively, we've been okay. We've been working on our spacing, transition, when we get the ball in certain guys' hands. I think we did a little bit better job of that tonight, but just connecting the game, we struggled for big stretches to create separation, and that hurt us in both games.
The defense, is that a fatigue thing when you're on the road, or is that just something that can be fixed?
It will be fixed, for sure.
When you say you were making the game too hard, for no reason, what do you mean by that, and where did that show up on the court?
Dumb turnovers. There are a couple possessions where, like the one, there was 2 turnovers in the third quarter. And I came off, got caught in the air, traveled. They had no options. I could have kept dribbling, got off of it, and then you see a split, but timing's off and turn it over. They get a fast break layup. It's those type of momentum plays that you see they call timeout, everybody's going great crazy. We do that to other teams. And when I give them possessions like that, it just changes the momentum. You have to work so hard to get, either back in or create a lead. And I know I can, do a lot better than that.
One of 7 games in, but one of the points Steve was making post game is, the West, it can be 2 games at the end of the season separate, 8-3, and these are the type of games y'all can't give away. I guess, what's your frustration level, despite where we are in the calendar, about, that aspect of it?
That's obviously true. We've experienced it over the course of the last couple of years, but I think more so it's frustration of not being able to, capture that momentum that we had, and sustain the start that we had. So I know we can get it back. Like, long way to go, but start 4-2. Everybody's been talking about how tough the schedule is and all this and that, but these are 2 games that we really should have and wanted to have to show for our start. But hopefully it lights a fire in all of us to get back on the horse and figure out how we can win a very difficult stretch, or throughout a very difficult stretch coming up, and show that we're a very capable team.
Steph, you played the Olympic in Paris. I'm French. What did you enjoy the most about that experience? Did you bring any French word except nuit?
Just great memories with a great team, and something me and my family will remember forever. Sure.
Great, thank you.
What would you sum up this road trip?
Oh, I lost 2 games. I think that speaks for itself.
What went wrong tonight?
I don't know how many turnovers we had, but I figure it probably had something to do with something. We fouled entirely too much, myself included. I would like to think that that was the basis of it, some turnovers and way too many fouls.
How would you assess your defense these last 2 games as a team?
Not good. Maybe we was like a second late. The communication was a little bit off. Not good as a whole. Not good enough to win, so to speak.
It's only 7 games in, but it seemed like you guys were pretty intent on, coming out strong, 4-1. I mean, how frustrating is it to kind of lose the momentum?
We haven't lost any momentum. We just haven't been playing our best version of basketball. It's easy to get back to that. Taking care of the ball, not fouling, rebounding, sharing, making shots. That's easy. Like you said, it's only 7 games. Everybody's still on this process. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing together.
Jimmy, Steve was saying the focus wasn't where he would like it, at least the last couple of games. How do you guys get that back on track specifically?
I don't know. I think we'll be fine. Everybody just got to do what they're supposed to be doing. We got to get back to playing our ball, taking care of that ball, giving it to them, turning it over, putting it down in our hands, we guard as a team, we score as a team. Everybody got to be on the same page. I think we've gotten away from it a little bit. It's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. But we got to get back to all 5 times.
Thank you. Great. Appreciate it, Jimmy. Thank
We didn't deserve it. They played great.
I think Steph went like 8 of 23, 5 turnovers, minus 21. What did you see from him?
It wasn't Steph's night. He just wasn't himself, and tough night.
Steve, what's the biggest message you wanted to get across to them after the game?
There was no message. Now's not the time to say anything to the team. We got to back up and fly home and regroup.
Do you feel like you lost some significant momentum that seemed to be building? I mean, I know it's only 7 games.
Well, we know the West is loaded, and it feels like we just gave away 2 games that if we are locked in and focused and playing the way we know we can play, we should have won them. So we got to pick up those games somewhere along the way. But at the end of the season, in the last 3 years, it's the same thing. It's like one or 2 games, and so we have to find a way to be sharper and to be better. And there's going to be some tough nights. I mean, there's always tough nights during the season. This should not have been one of them. We had the day off yesterday. We didn't shoot around this morning. We had plenty of rest, but the execution down the stretch was awful, and it's a shame because our young guys played their ass off. To get us the 11-point lead. Gee, Moses, BP. Those guys were fantastic, and they completely flipped the game. You know, when I put them in, and they did their job, and you know, we just couldn't close.
What did you like from Guy tonight?
Offensive boards, cutting, you know, knocks down a three. This is why Guy is so important to us. On nights like tonight where we have no energy, everybody looks tired, he comes out and he changes the game, and that's exactly what he did tonight. Moses did that too tonight, did a really good job, came in and with that group, and BP as well. They really flipped the game, and it's a shame we couldn't close it for them.
Where are you seeing the breakdowns defensively tonight?
I didn't like the fouling. I mean, we had several fouls, you know, that were unnecessary fouls, just reaching. I thought for the most part our switching was pretty good, but they got 11 offensive boards. You know, they got some second chance points, 15 of them, and then 28 free throws, too many.
You mentioned the focus, and that's an issue early in the year. What can you do to get everybody on the same page where they need to be?
Well, you know, we have tomorrow off. We'll have a practice Monday, which is great. We can work on some things Monday, and then we have another back-to-back, and so the schedule doesn't let up, you know, and so I understand, you know, 7 games and 12 nights to start the year. Not easy, but nothing's easy in the NBA. Everybody's got their you know, tough schedules. You have to find a way to execute when you are not at your best, and we did not do that today.
Ryan Rollins had a big game in Milwaukee. Quentin Jackson, another smaller guard, had a big night today. Was there any, I guess, commonalities or anything similar when it came to the defensive breakdowns? With just
No, I didn't
it
think
being
the games were that similar. I think our defense was a lot better tonight than it was the other night. Our switching was way better. We were talking more. We were more demonstrative. This came down to not executing down the stretch, turning it over, fouling when we didn't need to foul, and then you know, taking some tough shots that where we could, you know, do a better job of executing. I can do a better job of getting us into something to get a cleaner look. Thank you.
Thank you.